The business trip was only 3 days. I set up my home security camera on the living room bookshelf, pointed at the front door, just for peace of mind. The app sent a notification every time it detected motion. The first day was quiet. A few false alerts from a sunbeam moving across the floor. The second day, at 3:04 p.m., I got an alert. I opened the live feed. Nothing. I checked the recording. The motion was at the edge of the frame, near the hallway to the bedroom. The camera had caught a shadow, a distinct person-shaped shadow sliding across the living room wall. There was no one there to cast it. I told myself it was a tree outside, the angle of the sun. I didn't quite believe it. The next alert came at 9:17 p.m. The recording showed the living room, dark except for the streetlight glow through the blinds. Suddenly, the bookshelf itself shook, just once. A single heavy book slid out and thumped onto the carpet. My copy of Moby Dick. No one was there. My skin went cold. I called my neighbor, Carl. I asked him to go over and check the doors were locked. He did, texting me a photo of my deadbolted front door. He said everything was fine. I spent the last night of my trip in a hotel, watching the static live feed, seeing nothing. I flew home the next afternoon. The house felt still, but cold. The first thing I did was check the fallen book. It was there, splayed on the floor. I picked it up. A receipt fell from the pages. A coffee shop receipt from the airport. My coffee shop, from the morning I left. It had been in my jacket pocket. I'd never put it in a book. My breath caught. I checked every closet, under every bed. Nothing. That night, I decided to review all the camera footage, start to finish. I sat at my desk, scrolling through hours of empty rooms. Then I saw it. In a segment from the first night, at 1:03 a.m., something moved, not in the living room. In the dark hallway, barely visible in the corner of the frame. A pale smudge. A face. Peering around the corner, from inside the house, looking directly at the camera on the shelf. It wasn't an intruder. It was already in. The timestamp showed this happened 6 hours before the shadow on the wall. A crushing dread filled me. It had been here the whole time, watching me set up the camera, hiding. I grabbed a knife from the kitchen and walked slowly to the hallway. The door to the small, unused crawl-space attic in the ceiling of the hall was slightly ajar. It's always been closed. I'm too short to reach it without a ladder. A stepladder was now placed neatly beneath it. I never owned a stepladder. I called the police. They came, searched, found nothing. They said it was probably kids playing a prank, though they couldn't explain the attic door. They took the camera as evidence. I packed a bag and went to a hotel. A week later, the detective called. "We enhanced that hallway image from your camera," he said. His voice was oddly flat. "It's not a face. It's a photograph. A printed picture, held up to look around the corner." He paused. "We found where it was printed. The receipt was in your own trash from 2 months ago, for photo paper. And we found the source image." Another, longer pause. "It's a cropped section of a picture from your own Facebook profile. A group shot at a barbecue. It's just your face, cut out and printed." The relief was instant and overwhelming. It was me. A stupid, elaborate hoax I'd somehow done to myself in my sleep, or forgotten about. I felt like a fool. I went home, embarrassed but safe. That was 3 months ago. Life is normal. But last week, I was repainting the hallway. I moved the bookshelf to cover a stain. Behind it, on the baseboard, was a small, neat line of tally marks, drawn in pencil. 14 marks, and beside them, a date. The date I'd installed the security camera. And one final sentence, written in the same pencil, in handwriting that wasn't mine. It said, "She believed the photograph. She'll believe anything we let her see. I don't have a camera anymore. I have new locks, and every night I listen. Not for breaking glass or footsteps. I listen for the quiet sound of a pencil, writing on wood, in the dark, right behind the walls where I can't see. The police said it was a photograph, and they were right, but they never asked the real question. Who was holding it